Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the Cryptoverse. Today, we're going to talk about strategic planning as you navigate the Cryptoverse. Now, I feel like most people probably don't need to hear this because they are fully aware of how to navigate the Cryptoverse themselves, but if this appeals to even one person, then I think it's worth it. So, normally in videos, we spend a lot of time going on and on about dubious speculation, models, the 20-week moving average, lengthening cycles, 4-year cycles, super cycles, diminishing returns, non-diminishing returns, etc., 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 right? And this is all great, right? This is all great. This is one of the reasons we have the channel. It's the main reason we have the channel. We want to provide a discussion for these things. But I also want people to look at the bigger picture sometimes, right? And while all of us who run YouTube channels, while we would like to think we know what's going to happen with the prices, to be completely honest, none of us have any idea what's going to happen tomorrow, even if we pretend like we do. So what I would say is don't miss the forest for the trees. What do I mean by that? There's a lot of opportunities in crypto, okay, a lot right now. And if you think about it, most people who are financially independent are the ones who have passive income streams, okay? I want to talk about that, but I also want to generally talk about setting your future self up by stacking sats, right? Buying Bitcoin, okay? Now, the thing about buying Bitcoin is everyone wants to buy the bottom, right? Everyone wants to sell the top. And we do our best to try to identify where those regions are. For instance, back in April and May, saying, hey guys, we're sort of ahead of schedule here. And then now saying, well, there's nothing necessarily stopping us from going back up. We could chill here for a while. I don't really know. But the point of this is to say, with crypto, it's so easy to chase altcoins. And I have altcoins, my top 5 cryptocurrencies that I have in my portfolio, as always, for the last several years, have been Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, ADA, and DOT. Okay, those are my top 5. Okay, and this is not a secret, right? You can just look at the YouTube channel and see what I talk about: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, ADA, and DOT. There's a few other coins I hold as well, but those are the main 5. And altcoins are great, right? And I love trading them. I love just letting them sit in my portfolio. And there's so many things, though, that you can do with them other than buy and sell, okay? Now, buying, obviously, is one thing you need to do if you want to actually do something with them. But once you have them, you don't have to constantly trade them back and forth. You don't have to constantly leverage long or leverage short because someone on YouTube told you should. You don't have to do that. You don't, okay? So what could you do? Well, you can stake them. You can lend them, right? And I'm not here to show you any specific platform because it doesn't matter, right? Figure that out for yourself. But I'll tell you this, there's plenty of centralized platforms, if that's your thing. There's plenty of decentralized platforms, if that's your thing. And there's so many different ways you can be earning interest on your crypto, whether it's through lending, whether it's through things like staking, okay? And I don't think enough people are taking advantage of this opportunity. With a lot of these cryptocurrencies, it's easy to get bogged down by the price, but there's so many people out there that don't care about the price of the altcoins, right? What are they doing? Well, they're earning interest, and the price is just noise, right? They don't care about this sort of, price discovery phase of crypto. All they're doing is they're slowly growing their positions. When the prices go down, they just DCA in. If they go up, maybe they still DCA, right? Who cares? And the idea is to just set your future self up to be financially independent. I think most financially independent people have multiple sources of passive income. So every day that you're in the Cryptoverse, you should ask yourself, what's another way I can set up passive income today, right? What's another way? And then go figure that out and don't stop researching it until you figure out another way to earn passive income. Now, with that said, we love altcoins to death, and they offer these crazy gains, but this is one thing I will say. if you get into the habit of only ever chasing pumps, and that's all you ever do, you never buy when the prices go down, you only buy when they're up. In 2019, 2020, you were nowhere to be found, but in 2021, here you are chasing pumps. If that's you, it's fine as long as you recognize how speculative it is, okay? And what I want to say with that is if you're always buying altcoins, don't forget to sometimes buy Bitcoin with it. And why do we say that? Well, there's so many altcoins, and there's over 10,000 of them, right? There's over 10,000 of them, probably way more than that are just randomly created by people all over the world. And there's tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies or more that are out there. And it's going to be very difficult to know exactly which ones are going to stand the test of time. We love to anticipate or predict which ones will stand the test of time. I tell you guys which ones I think will do fairly well, but we never really know, right? It's sort of like picking which companies are ultimately going to win out one day. It's hard to know. Why is it hard to know? Well, again, a lot of these cryptocurrencies, altcoins, they're built around, they're appealing to different people, right? Different types of people. Some prefer decentralization, some prefer scalability, some prefer security. And we're still in this discovery phase where we don't fully know what the market is going to value. So buying altcoins is great. It really is. And again, I hold a lot of altcoins. Don't forget to get Bitcoin along the way. Why do we say that? It's never good to be deterministic about anything. Okay, especially with altcoins. But if you're going to be deterministic about anything in crypto, it should be that Bitcoin will trend up with time. If you're going to be deterministic about anything, it should not be anything other than that Bitcoin will trend up with time. And if you don't believe that Bitcoin will trend up with time, then that's probably not a good thing for the rest of the asset class. So that's why I say, it's probably not the best thing to be deterministic, but to some degree, it's me being deterministic on Bitcoin trending up with time that keeps me in the cryptoverse. If I thought Bitcoin was going to trend down with time, I would not be in the cryptoverse. I would be somewhere else. But because I believe that Bitcoin will trend up with time, I like residing in the cryptoverse. So let's suppose that you're constantly chasing altcoins, and some of them work out and then some of them don't. And then maybe you make 100x on one altcoin, and then the next altcoin you lose 80%, and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, I hope you make a ton of money with these altcoins. But if you're stacking sats along the way, no matter what happens with the altcoins, you're always getting your future self prepared for potentially life-changing wealth that will slowly grow with time. Okay, so for instance, I'm a fairly conservative person when it comes to Bitcoin prices. I'm not putting out price predictions this market cycle of like $500,000 or anything like that. If it goes there, great, right? If it goes there, great. But I'm not putting out those predictions because I don't believe Bitcoin will go to 500K this market cycle. I don't. I believe it'll go higher than 64K. I believe it'll break six figures. But I don't think it's going to go to 500K or anything like that this cycle. With that said, I still would contend that it will trend towards $1 million over time. And if it trends to $1 million over time, think about that. Like, think about what that would mean to your future self if you had that much money. Okay, might not seem like it might not seem that attractive now if you're having to wait, many years to realize, $1 million for one Bitcoin. But it's sort of just one more hedge against what if the altcoins you bet on don't actually pan out. And if they don't pan out, then you want to make sure you always have Bitcoin. So don't forget about Bitcoin. A lot of people forget about it, especially newcomers. What I would contend again, do not forget about Bitcoin. As long as you have a healthy Bitcoin stack, I think it's fine to speculate on altcoins. If you don't have a healthy Bitcoin stack for you, then I think it's somewhat dangerous to speculate on altcoins. So first get a healthy Bitcoin stack, and then speculating on altcoins can make a lot more sense. And then with those altcoins, try to figure out how can you earn interest on them? How can you earn passive forms of income? And don't worry so much about the price, okay? Because there's going to be a lot of volatility with altcoins. Just find the altcoins that you believe where they're headed over the next 5 to 10 years and make sure you're earning interest. There's nothing wrong with taking profits if the altcoin goes up 50x or 100x, but maybe your main focus should just be finding projects that are going to give you a nice, return, annual percentage yield, APY, right? I mean, get projects that'll pay you out that you also think will trend up with time. And then if they hit some target, which is going to create some crazy new lifestyle for you, then you can sell. And if not, then you can keep earning interest. Again, I mean, this is not financial advice, but I just wanted to make sure that as people navigate the cryptoverse, they don't miss the forest for the trees. Okay, I feel like a lot of people are just looking at 10% here, 10% there, 20% over there. None of us are getting out of bed for 20%, and 20% more than likely is not life-changing wealth for anyone. What is more likely life-changing wealth that you might not necessarily think about is just passive income that can replace your salary. Get that, and then once you have that passive income, it makes your future self financially independent. If you're always chasing the gains in the short term, all it's going to do is lead to short-term rewards, maybe a dopamine rush, but then you're always going to be chasing the next pump. Whereas if you get your position set up and you just let them sit for a while, let them run their course for years and years and years, and maybe take profits if it reaches some crazy milestone that's going to change your life, I think this is a much better way to navigate the cryptoverse. So, what are the points we need to summarize? Make sure you're stacking sats, Bitcoin, if you're in the cryptoverse and you're accumulating anything. Like I should say, if you are accumulating anything and you don't have any Bitcoin, always, don't forget about Bitcoin. Just don't. Okay, really, as someone who's been in the space forever, I can tell you, the altcoin gains are great and they are what bring a lot of people here. But those that constantly stack Bitcoin and those that try to understand that Bitcoin really does control the market, those are the ones that ultimately do the best. And I've also found too that the longer you're in crypto, the more likely you are to have a higher Bitcoin percentage, just because you don't want the stress of having a portfolio that's like 95% altcoins. Because if Bitcoin were to go down really quickly or up really quickly, the Bitcoin valuation of your portfolio would go down really quickly. Whether Bitcoin goes up really quickly or down really quickly, the Bitcoin valuation of your portfolio will go down if you have a portfolio that's 90% altcoins. Because when Bitcoin moves quickly, no matter what direction, it rules the roost, right? And everything, almost basically everything bleeds against it. Now, when we're just chilling about the 20-week, alts will fly. That's what you're seeing right now. A lot of the altcoins we talk about on the channel, they're moving. And that's great. And we hope to see them go up 10x. We hope to see them go up 100x. And again, I have a healthy altcoin position. But don't miss the forest for the trees. Set up passive forms of income. Make sure you're stacking sats. And hopefully what this will do, will allow you to accomplish, is making your future self independent. Okay, think about how nice it would be if your future self had 10 different forms of passive income generated from the cryptoverse. Think about how nicer it would be if all that passive income was, just coming in much more than you could think now, because all the valuations of those cryptocurrencies went up 10x by the time, you're enjoying 10 different forms of passive income in the cryptoverse. So just something to consider. Again, I don't really make these videos that often because they are a little bit fluffy and whatnot, but consider it, chew on it for a little bit. Of course, we'll come back next time with a very dubious model as always. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Give the video a thumbs up, click the bell icon to turn on notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye.